Hey everyone, it's Joric. Welcome back. Hope you're doing great wherever you are in the world. I wanted to make this video so that people have some understanding for those of you that are looking to move to Portugal and are thinking about it. Maybe you haven't applied yet, or if you're going to apply, I've looked at what I can find online for several different countries, what the current wait times are to be able to get that appointment at the Portuguese consulate in that respective country. What I've done is gone through the websites for each of these countries. Some of them are third party, so it's not necessarily directly through the consulate, it's a third party that you're working with, as well as Reddit columns and Facebook posts made by people that are currently in the process, meaning they just applied in their respective country and they've been able to get an appointment, or they've had some frustration trying to get an appointment. So I thought it'd be good to let you know. Please note, it's just a handful of countries listed here that I'm going to go through, but I want you to know what you can expect so that you can kind of manage expectations if Portugal is a place you're thinking about. If you haven't started the process, in some cases, you won't be able to get an appointment until next year from the posting of this video, meaning 2026 is the earliest date. But let's go into it here. In the United States, if you're on the East Coast, if you reside on the East Coast, so if you're going to be New York, Washington, D.C., Boston, you're going to have a better shot. There are appointment slots that look like they're available in the fall and winter time, still within 2025, that you might be able to get your appointment. So far in San Francisco, looking there, it doesn't look like there's going to be I don't see anything open at all through the end of this year, but it is something that you never know when people change their mind on whether they're moving to a country or whether they want to move forward with it. Appointment slots can always open up, but traditionally, and this is for several years now, if you've been on the west side of the U.S. and you have to go through VFS Global, go through the San Francisco consulate, it's usually been several months longer of a wait as opposed to the East Coast. Moving up to Canada, just looking at Toronto, I don't see any availability right now to be able to get an appointment there. I'm not sure. I'm trying to look at some other cities. I don't see anything that is showing from anyone that's posted or from the Canadian government that's saying that there are listings open at any other consulate. Moving over to the United Kingdom, again, looking at London specifically, I don't see any availability as of the making of this video. But again, that is... you always have to daily and sometimes multiple times a day, either yourself, if you have immigration counsel, they're probably going in all day trying to get an appointment for you. If you don't have somebody helping you on that end, then you have to go through and log in. I kind of equate it to, I'll use the US as an experience of, there's often when tickets go on sale to a popular concert or a sporting event where you have to get in the queue an hour before or 2 hours before they go on sale, and then you just constantly refresh your screen. It's like a lottery, just hoping that you end up getting picked to be able to get some tickets. It's very much this case when it comes to the initial appointments. In fact, looking at other countries like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, I don't see any availability. Ireland through Dublin, the difficulty is I can't find information like metrics that show anything, so I'm relying on a handful of people that have messaged or made comments in Reddit columns and Facebook groups about not being able to get an appointment or secure one in Dublin, at least through the end of this year, for Portugal. So again, some of this information comes from the government, some of it's just from personal experience of people that are continuing to try to get in for something and can't. Also, there are a lot of people from India that moved to Portugal. So I was looking there, Bangalore, Delhi. I don't see any availability right now in any city specifically where you can get an appointment if Portugal is going to be your destination or where you're looking to move to. And then lastly here, I was trying to look at South Africa and Consulate Johannesburg. Specifically, they have something that states service by prior appointment only, but that one is a little different because it doesn't go out through the end of the year. It may only book 2-3 weeks in advance, so it's a little different situation. But there's also a big backlog. There is an article that was posted that there's a lot of people that have been waiting for a long time to be able to get that appointment in South Africa to be able to move to Portugal. So everywhere across the globe where people are thinking about Portugal as a place to go, there's a backlog there. And that's been the case for some time. That's not new news. That is, frankly, old news that's been around for several years now. It's just sometimes those backlogs are getting worse. But where I want to show a silver lining, kind of a backhanded compliment, or maybe, if I'm explaining that right, but there are more people that, based upon changes that are happening in Portugal, they were in the queue for their appointment, their initial appointment in their home country, and then they're backing out. So then they're deciding on staying in their home country or looking someplace else as a place to move to. So whatever they've invested already in costs, attorney, application fees, and whatnot, it's already sunk cost. So for them, if they're looking elsewhere, that's where, if you're doing a DIY, do it yourself to immigrate to Portugal, if you're going with a significant other, spouse, have to be going in every day looking at appointment slots to see what's available. If you're using a third party, an attorney, or I'll say a third party moving provider that helps with the immigration process, part of what you're paying for, hopefully what you're paying for, is them to be able to go in every day and just keep clicking, hoping that as someone scrubs or cancels an appointment, that you end up getting that appointment. So there's an appointment to a Portugal consulate, depending on whether it's directly through the consulate or it's through a third-party system, which several countries have. It's sort of like Willy Wonka's golden ticket. It's tough to get, and as much as there is a lot of immigration changes that have happened over the last couple of years in Portugal, it's still a popular place that people want to go to. And again, keep that in mind. So as much as I've made videos talking about a lot of people are leaving and looking at other options, there's still a lot of people that want to go to Portugal. And so the backlog is still there and the time to get in is still delayed. That's sort of what you're going to live with if you're committed to Portugal. So again, just wanted to get this information out to let people know that there is just, the wait times are still at best maybe a few months to 6 months or more, depending on where you live and what the situation is, to be able to get that initial appointment in your home country before you're able to shove off and then get to Portugal and then start the back half of that initial temporary residence visa appointment once you're in Portugal. So whatever experience you've had as well, please comment, because I'm relying on what the governments in different countries are stating. I assume that they wouldn't have any reason to change or be creative with the numbers, but who knows. Also, I'm relying also heavily on expat groups from different countries that are focused on Portugal and hearing people's issues, frustrations, or successes. So sometimes when I make videos and I'm relying on this, I also wonder if it hits home, or if people will say, well, no, it only took me 2 weeks here or a month over there. In more cases, there seems to be more delay or more time it takes to get into that initial appointment in your home country. If you agree with that, please comment, or if you disagree and have a different story or a different process, you have any shortcuts, everybody's looking to find those. If you have a shortcut, please comment below. I'll make sure that gets disseminated to everybody. So as always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the videos, and enjoy your travel.